Morning, everyone. We'll start the session now. The last class we started about the introduction to software testing. In this introduction to software testing, where I explained about what is software testing. So, what is software testing? Technically, we can say it is a combination of verification and validation. Software testing is a combination of verification and validation. In other words, we can say software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developer software. In other words, we can say it is a process used to identify correctness, completeness, and to measure quality of developer software. Quality of developer software. Right. Then we discussed about the why software testing. What are the advantages of software testing? What are the advantages? It will help to deliver reliable software to the customer so that we can get the customer satisfaction. It will help to stay in business, reduce maintenance cost for a project, reduce the maintenance cost for a project. It will help to deliver bug-free software. So these are the advantages are there when you go for the software testing. So these are the concepts we discussed in the last class. Is it clear, everyone? Any doubts here? May have may the
No, sir, not right now.
No, sir.
now see the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. One of the common asked question interview point of what is an error? Error means generally it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application. Error means it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application. Suppose this is the page level display. This page have some code is written, view page source. The coding level, if they identify, is a source code. If they identify any mistakes which are going to call error. Generally, where we have the logical error and syntax error. Logical error, syntax error. These are comes under errors we are going to call. So, what is the difference between logical error and syntax error? Let us consider an example. Actual requirement is A plus B. The sum I want to multiply the third value C. This is the actual requirement. When I ask the developer one to return the code like this: A star B plus C is given. Developer 2 is written like this: A plus B star C is given. Here, both developers did mistakes. Developer 1 did mistake, developer 2 also did mistake. So, which one do you consider as a logical error? Which one do you consider as a syntax error here? Can you write in the chat box? Which one? First one, second one is there. Which one do you consider as a logical error? Which one do you consider a syntax error? Any idea? Nagalakshmi, any idea? Neha, Agarwal?
Uh,
I say right or wrong, give the answer. No problem.
Developer 2 is a syntax error.
Oh, right. So, this is syntax error. The first one is considered as a logical error we are going to call. Why is that? Understandable. Whatever statement they are written, is it understandable or not? It is clear, understandable. The thing is, it produces the wrong output for us because instead of plus operator, where they use multiplier here. Okay, so this type of things where we are going to the logical error. That means given instruction is understandable, but it generate wrong output. It is called this type of thing where we are going to call the logical error. So when you go for the second one, they are given open bracket. There is no end bracket. So after A we have to close, or after B we have to close. After C do you want to close? System is not going to assume anything. You have to give the clear instruction. Here, what is missing? Closing bracket is missing. So that means given instruction is not understandable. Given instruction is not understandable. This is one which you are going to call the syntax error. So generally code level mistakes we are going to call errors. So as a test engineer, we never going to test a code level. So we can't use the vocabulary like error it is. They won't give the permission also to access the source code of the application. Okay. Second one more, defect. So whereas a defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. So what is that? It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT. AUT means for application under test. Application under test. It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test. Right. Let me show one example. Verify login functionality without using login credentials. Verify login functionality without using login credentials. If I go for like this, what is our expected result? Unsuccessful login operation and error message should pop up. Now see, I am going to do the testing. Same application. There's a login functionality is set. This login functionality without using, I want to test the without using login credentials. I want to test. When I click on submit here, so what is my expectation? Unsuccessful login operation. But how application responded here saying that login successfully. That means what is the actual result? Successful login operation. Successful login operation. Then what is the test status we have to give? Pass or fail? Fail. Now why it is failed? Because expectation actual both are not matching it is. So now we got the deviation between expected to the actual result. That is what the defect. It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test. Right. Remember that as a node, as a QA tester. QA tester means quality assurance tester. QA tester means quality assurance tester. As a QA tester, suppose goal of QA tester or testing it is to identify defects. Goal of QA test is to identify defects. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. So what is your aim when you are going to test the software? Your aim always to identify the defects in the developer software. In developer software. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. But who is the responsible to solve the defects? Developers, not by the testing engineer. Your goal is to identify the defects and make sure those defects has to be resolved by the developers. Okay. Now see man. Third one is another part. Now we observe it here. This is the page. So can you find some defects here? In this page we have some defects. One is we said yes, login functionality not working properly. This is the one defect. Like some more defects are there. You can able to identify it this by seeing the page.
The layout of the page should be on the full screen.
Yes, exactly. So The page is not loaded complete window. Off the screen only we have it is. This is also a one defect. Then here date is incorrect. Sign on is there. That is our sign up is there. Sign on is there. Sign in should be there. So this is also one defect. And here generally when you observe the login screens, will have the forgotten password components will be there. That is also missing here. So total, how many defects are there here we identified? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defects. Now as a testing unit, we identified 5 defects. Now those has to be resolved. Who has to solve these 5 defects? Developers need to solve it. Now testing what is going to do? He will going to inform to the developers. Development team we are going to inform. Whenever we inform about the 5 defects, developers will go for the review on defects to confirm whether whatever defects they received from the testing team, those are valid or not. For that, they go for the review. They go for the review. After the review is completed, we reported 5. Now developer saying that 4 are acceptable out of 5. So out of 5, how many developers are accepting here now? 4 only. So what are those? Let us see. Developers accepted login functionality defect. Page is not loaded complete with the layout problem is there. Second, date incorrect accepted. Spelling mistake accepted. But where they are not accepted the forgotten password. There forgotten password is not accepted. Why is that they are not accepted? The reason is, so it is a training application. So they have the clear idea it is. Forgotten password is not required as per the requirements. As per the requirements, forgotten password is not required. That is the reason where they are not implemented. So now whichever defects developers are accepted, those we are going to call bugs. Understand? So once defects are identified, so you report developers. So developers are going to the review. Whichever defects developers are accepted, those only we are going to call bugs. Defects which are accepted by developers, those are called bugs. Those are called bugs. Defects are accepted by developers, those are called bugs. That means confirmed defects. So as simple as like this. All the bugs are going to be defects, but all the defects may not be the bugs. All the defects may not be the bugs, but bugs means those are defects only. Okay, so sometimes you may not understand what exactly client need in the software. Due to that reason, you may go into some mistakes as a testing unit. Okay, this is what. Next one more. Failure. So what is failure? Whenever defects are reach it to the end user. Whenever defects are reached to the end user, then it is called failure software. Whenever defects are reached to the end user or client to whom we have developed the software, client, then it is called failure software. See, failure is not related to the one component or one functionality. In general, in general, more number of defects will cause the system failure. So one or two defects are there in the application, we are not going to say the application is failed. The majority of the transactions where user are not able to do, or some majority of the transactions or functions not working in the application, then only we can say it is a failure software. Failure is related to the complete system it is, but defect or bug related to the particular component or particular functionality. Is clear? So what is the difference among the error, defect, bug and failure? Okay. Next thing, some of the major activities in software companies. First one we have the coding. What is that coding means? Generally, writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software. Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. It is performed by developers. Now see my here. Some programming languages are there, some scripting languages are there. Programming languages like Java, .NET, Visual Basic, like this. If I go for the scripting languages, HTML, PHP, JavaScript, XML, they are the scripting languages. So, programming languages, what purpose we are going to use this? Which are used to download Windows or desktop based applications. Whereas, which are used to develop web based applications. Now I have it downloaded. So, what is the difference between web based applications, Windows based applications? Simple, which we can able to open using browsers like using Chrome browser, Firefox browser, Edge browser. Using those which applications we can open up. Suppose Gmail is there. Directly we can't open up. First you have to open the browser, then you have to navigate the URL. This kind of things where we are going to call web-based applications. Which applications directly we can open from your system? that we are going to call Windows or desktop based applications. Usually, to develop the Windows or desktop based applications, we are going to prefer the programming languages. To develop the web based applications, they are going to prefer scripting languages. That is the code. Now, after coding, what next? The other activity is testing. Other activity is testing. What is the testing here? Once software developed, that will be given to separate testing team. Whenever software developed, that will be given to separate testing team, where testing engineers will validate application as per client specifications. Whatever client requirements are there, as per the we are going to testing. It's called testing. But while testing, what is the intention of the testing in this group? To identify the defects. So whenever defects are identified, then what we have to do? We have to go for the defect reporting. We have to go for defect reporting. Notifying about the defects to developers is called defect reporting. Notifying about the defects to developers is called defect reporting. It is performed by test engineers. We are the responsible. You identify defects means you need to report to the developers. That is defect reporting. Then there is an activity called debugging. What is the debugging? Analyzing source code of the application. Analyzing source code of the application in order to identify root cause for a defect. Analyzing source code of the application in order to identify root cause for a defect is called debugging. Is called debugging. So analyzing source code of the application in order to identify root cause for a defect. Now, what is the meaning of that? Once you reported defects developer has to solve it. But before going to solve that, they need to know that why this defect is raised. Why this defect is raised. They have to know it is where they did a mistake. Where they did a mistake. They have to know it is. They are going to study the source code. That is what we are going to call debugging. Now suppose some notes I prepared here. I want to take the print. When I given the task here print, but output is not given by the printer. Directly I am not going to call the service person for that. What I need to do? So why output is not came from the printer? We have to check whether printer power is on or off. Printer power is on or off. So printer power is on or off. Papers are there or not. So in my laptop, printer drives are installed or not. We have to check it this much. This is what we are going to call root cause analysis. So same way, once you reported defects developers, so developer has to analyze the source code in order to know that where they did mistakes. Where they did mistakes. That is what we are going to call debugging. Okay, who is responsible? So it is performed by developers. It is performed by developers. Then we have the bug fixing. What is the meaning of bug fixing? Modifying source code of the application. Modifying source code of the application in order to solve the defects. Modifying source code of the application in order to solve the defects is called bug fixing or bug resolving. It is performed by developers. It is performed by developers. Okay. Now, separate testing team. Here, who is going to perform the hit? This first thing. As per the business requirements, developers will do the coding it is. Okay, by development team. Okay. Once coding is completed, they release the application to the separate testing team where test engineers are going to test the application. The testers are going to do the testing. It is second one, software testing. So while doing the testing, we go for testing. So while testing, there's a possibility you may identify the defects. Then what we do? We go for defect reporting. We go for defect reporting. One second. So defect reporting. So what we do here as a test engineer, once we identify defects, what we do? We are going to defect report to whom? Development team. Once you report the defects here, development team what they are going to? So they go for the debugging. After the debugging, they go for the bug fixing. After bug fixing again, the modified application delivered to the separate testing team. Once we confirmed, then only that is given to the client it is. You are satisfied with the defect resolver, then only application will be given to the separate testing team. This is what the so testing how it is going to some major activities in software company, right? Clear about this portion one? What are the things we discussed? So some of the major activities in software company: coding, testing, defect reporting, so debugging, bug fixing. See, there's a difference. What is testing? What is debugging? What is the testing intention to identify the defects? What is the intention of debugging to find root cause for a defect? Why this defect is raised? Where we did mistake? So debugging developers, testers are going to do it. Now, so what are the major activities we do here? One is testing. Other one is defect reporting. These are the two major activities we are going to. Now understand types of software testing. In present, organizations are going to follow the two kind of approaches. One is called manual testing. The second one is called automation testing. One is manual testing. The other one is called automation testing. What is that manual testing? Simple, we can say like this. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operation. Suppose, assume that you have the Gmail application, next button. This is the button where I want to go for testing. Now, before going to do the testing, as I said, we are going to prepare the one document, test case document, we are going to prepare. So this document, once you prepared, as per this document, what is there? How you need to test the next button? Step by step, we are going to write. Then test engineer. So you will going to operate application. First, without enter the email, click on the next. Error message displaying or not, we have to check. Then enter the invalid email, click on next. Error message displayed or not. Now you enter the valid email, click on next, asking the password or not. We have to observe like that. Based on that, we provide the test status in terms of pass or fail. This is called manual testing. Understand? Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Is called manual testing. But when I go for the manual testing, as a test engineer, we are going to prepare the test cases we have to prepare. For manual testing purpose, we are going to prepare the test cases. Okay. But what is the disadvantage means? More time takes when I go for the manual testing. Time taking it is. That's a major disadvantage. Suppose if I go for the page like this, in this page, I want to check 300 links available or not. I want to check that 300 links available or not in this page. I want to check it is. Okay, that is a manual out of the 3 hours time. It's going to take. Same thing. If I go for automation within less than 2 minutes of time, I can able to check the number of links availability. Want to see? See, using Selenium, I want to verify number of links in that application. Okay. Now, small program I written my here. See, small program it is. I'm going to run my program. It is. See, automation testing, how it is I'm showing it is. Now, see, test failed. Why? Because actually there are 370 links are there. 370 links are there. How many client expecting? 300 only. So this is what the testing, automation testing means. Okay. So what is that automation testing? Automating human activities in order to validate application. It's called automation testing. What are the different possibilities are there? Automation testing by using some programming languages like C sharp they can use, or using some scripting languages also they can use, like Perl script they can use, or using some third party automation tools like Selenium, Tosca, Playwright, UTP, that earlier it is called EFT, like this. Tools are available. Now, manual testing, we have to go for test cases. For automation testing, we need to develop automation test script. Automation testing, some programs you have to write. So, these are all things we are going to discuss now. How to do CoreJava, that's the reason we are going to discuss during the automation testing. How to get the software, everything will be explained to you. Okay, no? For automation, we need to develop automation test script. Clear. So this is how we can go for the testing types. Now tell me, if you want to get a job, what type of skill set required? We got the completed introduction to software testing, right? So you got some clarity what we are going to do. You want to get a job right now. So what type of skill set required? You should have the knowledge on manual testing concepts, and you should have the knowledge on any one of the automation tool like Selenium or QTP, Tosca like this. Any one tool knowledge. Selenium is the more demanding tool. Selenium we are going to learn, and any one of the defect reporting tool like Jira is the tool which we have. Then this is the mandatory skill set, technical skill set. Then a little bit of database concepts and little bit of programming knowledge. This we are going to learn. CoreJava we are going to learn doing automation testing, programming, database concepts and API testing. I will going to share some information to you about these concepts also. Okay, so it is not mandatory if you have add advantage. That also I'm going to cover it is. Then good analytical skills, good communication skills, good attitude. So communication skills are mandated in IT job means. Okay. So to express the everything, whatever activities you may do, may not do. In the companies, so 70% of employees can survive with better communication. Only 30% of technical skills it is. Okay. So that is the class for us today. So as I said, the I want to take a little bit early, but takes some time to me to adjust my possible timings. So 8 o'clock I will go on to start 8:15 or 8:10 I will go on to start because I need to come to office. Then from my office I'm taking the classes it is. So if you tomorrow the link is going to be changes. So who are interested you can pay the fees. They're given already numbers are given. So you will get the new link. So you can contact any one of this number to regarding fees and to get the new link. Tomorrow the link is going to be changes. So try to register yourself. Okay. Mm. Tomorrow I will give the my WhatsApp number so that I will add you into the WhatsApp group. Once registration is completed, I will share the notes. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Any doubts are there?
So, sir, tomorrow it will start at 8 a.m. or little bit late?
I'm trying to start at 8 a.m. only actually, but because of so my traveling is taking a little bit time. So most probably 8 or 8:10 I'm going to start sharply.
Okay, but one request, can you finish on time like 9 only?
Yeah, 9 only I will finish.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Because it becomes
Yeah,
late for me.
yeah,
And
for
I've
you.
already
Understand.
paid the fee and I already registered. So,
Okay. So do one thing. This is my WhatsApp number 9848761579. Who are registered already, just to give the confirmation to me so that I will add you into the WhatsApp group. I will share the notes.
okay, can you share your number?
Here I give
76?
here I can 9848761579.
Okay, okay. Just a second, I'll write it down. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be new link. Okay. Okay then. Bye.